Welcome to the brand icon of the year 2021. Rohit, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for inviting and for conducting this. Thank you.
It's very interesting, the time right now, the COVID time, education sector is one which has not just been disrupted, it's going through a revolution, right? And in that, and also we've seen the likes of, Byju's, Ahaguru, all popping up, and skilling also with the Government of India's initiative of Skill India, has come up in a big way. Do you want to talk about what Skilled Edge is all about?
I will divide this question into two parts. One, about the points that you have made regarding disruption and the support that the government of India is taking or is already doing at various levels. And I will relate that to what Skill Edge is all about. Yes, COVID happened. Yes, we will pass through this phase and we will come out stronger. But when it all happened, much before that, technology and using technology to explore education has always been a fascinating part and has been a fascinating point for 1.34 billion people in India, where education has to go to every nook and corner because that is the central pillar for any country to grow in particular. So education now, with this disruption, with this forced disruption, I would say, where technology is being used massively to promote education, has is moving in with leaps and bounds, even though it is forced, but somehow it has become the new normal since last year March, as we are experiencing not only in India but across the world. Having said that, so we this word edutech or edtech, as we say, is the new e-commerce of India. The 1990s or early 2000s are all the Flipkarts and the Amazons of the world. The 2020s and the later is all the edutechs of the world. And we are proud to say that the world's biggest valued company on edtech is our own company, is our own country person driven company, the Byju. So coming back to the point, edtech is divided into four segments. The first segment is K-12, right? Kindergarten to 12th standard, where we are seeing a lot of disruption and it will keep on happening, right? Before COVID, after COVID, things are just moving. The Byjus, the White Hat Juniors, and so on and so forth. Then comes the segment called college to jobs, right? There we have now the government, obviously from Modi 1.0 to Modi 2.0 and going forward, it started looking into that segment because that is kind of the workforce of the country, where the demographic dividend that we talk about, the advantage that we have is that segment, college to jobs. The third segment of edtech is upskilling, and where you are already in the company and you want to upskill yourself based on how things are moving fast in the industry for whichever industry you are part of. And the fourth one becomes executive education, which is like more than 8 years or 9 years of experience, and you want to move into the leadership role, you have to upskill yourself. So the edtech is divided into four parts: the K-12 segment, and beyond K-12 we call it post K-12. Post K-12 we have higher education, which is college to jobs, and then we have upskilling, which is divided into two parts: upskilling for 2 years to 5 years experience, and then the executive education beyond 6 to 7 years of experience. So yes, across all the segments, technology is disrupting the way education is being imparted. With this in mind, 2018, after reading the Niti Aayog report, after traveling to 7 to 8 cities, the tier 2, tier 3 cities, the Nasik, Aurangabad, Jaipur, Mangalore, Dispur, Patnas of India, right? 2018 April, Skill Edge was incepted in order to bridge the gap between industry and academia. Fundamentally, we have pivoted twice or thrice from 18 till now. And as we talk, Skill Edge is an edtech platform preparing non-tier 1 students. When I say non-tier 1, non-IIT and non-IIM students pursuing diploma, graduation, engineering and post-graduation for new age career ready in just 15 weeks. We are into that. We are in creating this. There is the gap between academia and industry in a way is widening. On the other hand, this is a challenge and an opportunity for edtech companies like us to bring the skill in such a manner that today industry says degree is not only important, it's necessary, it's not sufficient condition. Degree plus skill will make a tier 2, tier 3 also apply for a tier 1 company and make them ready for, make them day one job ready. When we say that we don't want freshers to be sitting on the bench, we don't want companies, or when we say we don't want, the companies are not spending, the idea of training people for months is all kind of going out of the window. So companies are, whether you are a startup, mid-size or an MNC, the expectation is that at the end of the day, the fresher joining the company maximum 7 days, he or she should be day one job ready. We are bridging this gap by our own unique way and creating the impact. So Skill Edge is into this segment and doing this particular bit.
That's really commendable that you're trying to bridge gap. You're not necessarily, I mean, you're not concentrating on the tier 1, which is basically where for many years the focus was. So when you say you're imparting this training, do you have your own training module? How, or you have tied up with other institutions?
We have a certain philosophy. By the way, just wanted to add one more point. This philosophy has come from the teachers and the industry veterans, what we are. So I have a 17 years of teaching experience of coaching more than 10 lakh students in India and helping them achieve their dream B schools and dream jobs. So this is a company founded by teachers and industry veterans. It has its own impact. Now, with this in mind, we have a certain way, modus operandi in which we work, and which makes us different, which makes us creating more impact in the society for the customer segment that we are talking, which is we first identify what is the need of the industry for a particular job title. So we are one of the very few edtech companies in India today where we cater to technology vertical. So I'm talking about 3 career tracks. All 3 career tracks are being taken care by us. So one career track is technology. Within that, we have 2 courses, and these are the 2 courses which are highly in demand by the industry. Then core engineering for mechanical and electrical. And then the 3rd career track is business management for the MBAs, PGDMs, BComs of the world. Now, we have identified this career track. Within each career track, we have, so under technology, we have 2 courses. Under core engineering, we have 1. Under business management, we have 3. So in all, we have 6 courses. And our way of working is, we identify the job title, we sit with the hiring manager, and we write down the skills required for that particular job title. We map that skill back to the academic syllabus, and we impart only that particular knowledge. So the first pillar of our modus operandi is job role focused knowledge imparted by world-class faculty, people from IITs and IIMs and the INSEAD and the Harvards of the world, in a language which is understandable to the student, which means we typically use vernacular as well as Hindi as our medium of delivery. That's number 1, which is job role focused knowledge imparted in an easy manner. By the way, these are all imparted live online. So these are not recorded. Number 2, once the knowledge is being imparted, we have weekly performance management system that we test with these kids, and the exercises, projects, everything have been provided to us by the industry based on those job titles. So once you get the knowledge, it is very imperative for you to practice and see where do you stand. Number 2 is the practice, and that is a continuous practice. Every 2 weeks, if the student is not performing, he or she gets a red mark. And if the student is not performing after 4 weeks, the student is asked to leave the batch. So that is the way of performance management we are kind of maintaining. And third, once the practice is being done, so our courses are minimum 12 weeks to maximum 15 to 16 weeks. That's why during this program, we have a 3-tier mentoring mechanism. This is our 3rd pillar. What do you mean by 3-tier mentoring mechanism? It means we have 3 kind of mentors interacting with the student. So our mentor to student ratio is 3:1. There is a 2 to 4 years experience professional, 6+ years experience professional, and 10+ years experience professional. All these 3 are mapped to one particular student during the program, so that these people can talk about different things based on their experience for the same job title. This is our modus operandi: knowledge, practice, and mentoring. And by the way, all this is free of cost to the students. The students pay us only after getting the job. That is how we operate, and this is the way we design our courses, and this is how we deliver the courses.
That's commendable that you don't charge the student upfront like many institutions do it. And there is a, as they say, you have a skin in the game now, because once they are successful, they acquire the right skills and they get the job, only then you get paid, which is really commendable. So whom would you who if you have to say who should be taking up this course?
Sure.
Should it be students who are in the final year, or people who have finished their college and are already into 1 year or second year of their jobs?
2 segments of customers. Primarily 80%, I would say 70% to be more precise. 70% of the customers are final year students and maximum 2 years of experience. Final year student, maximum 2 years of experience, graduated from a non-tier 1 college. The 30% of the crowd, first year, second year, or third year, can also join, because every course that I have mentioned, 6 courses, we have divided the 6 courses into 2 products. One, catering to people who are about to enter the workforce, or if you are in second year, the same course has been distributed across the semester. So you are having your degree, plus you will keep on doing this course, the certain modules of it, before you get ready to enter the job or the workforce. So that's an answer. 70% final year students, I would say second year for MBA students, BCom third year, engineering final year students, and or you are 0 to 2 years experience. And the second segment, 30%, is for people who are in second year of engineering, second year of BCom, and so on, and first year of MBA, and so on and so forth.
Is there a prerequisite for enrolling into your course? I mean, do you do any kind of skill test or their aptitude test before you onboard them?
The answer is yes. So we have a separate two types of mechanism in which students enter our courses. So this also defines our go-to market. Like if a student is approaching us directly, which we call it B2C customer, or we are approaching a student directly, there is a scholarship test that the student needs to take the test, and based on the scholarship, so we charge a very minimal, which is in 2000s or 3000s, a registration fee we charge. This is not to take care of our operations. As you can understand, 15 weeks cannot be operated by 2000, 3000. This is for our agreement that we do with the student. There are some processing fees because there is a third party, NBFC, involved in that. So we charge a very basic minimal fee. With that also, we provide a scholarship to the student. So if the minimal fee is 5,000, there is a scholarship test, which is an entry level test. If the student gets a certain band in that paper, the student is also given a discount on that registration fee. So it's like a democratizing the entire entry at the end of the day. That's one. Number two, so that is B2C. We also have another go-to market, which is B2B2C, when we interacting with the colleges directly. Now we have a platform called as Skill Pariksha. Now this Skill Pariksha platform has 7 to 8 different job titles, which is based on our courses, and we have tests across every job title. And the college makes it mandatory for the students to take these tests every month, so that the college also gets an understanding which student is delivering or which student is performing for which job title. Based on that, we also select the student, because at the end of the day, a college is very clear that mere agar bachcho ko, ye mere 15 bacche hain, they are good students, they are motivated, but they do not get that ecosystem because of the infrastructure. If they get placed at a certain level for this new age career, which is in demand, then obviously the college also the brand of the college improves, the students are happy, it's a win-win. So that is one way of entering our course, which is Skill Pariksha platform. The B2C is a scholarship test that we take in order to select the students. Having said that, those students who are not able to perform in the scholarship test, we give them some reading content so that they can again apply in the next month, because we launch batch every month, one batch per product we launch every month. So the student do get a chance, if he or she is motivated and wants to learn, this is the place, and he or she gets a chance to take the scholarship test or the interview, so to say.
You already pivot, as you said, you already pivoted, a couple of times during last 2 years. Do you see Skill Edge again taking a pivot and bringing in the new ways of teaching, which is pre-recorded videos that you see in all the current leading edutech companies? Also, is there a scope for gamification of what you are teaching or you are bringing in education?
Um, I will again. There are two parts to this question. Do we see for us to pivot? And you have talked about something as a future bit with respect to gamification. So interestingly, we pivoted organically without realizing that we are pivoting. Meaning, when we started in 2018, we were only two people in the organization, me and my co-founder. And I am a teacher by heart. I told you, having coached more than 10 lakh students. I went to colleges with our approach of delivery mechanism, how a particular skill can be imparted. I went to 20-25 colleges, and we used to, in a single day, we used to go to 7 colleges in a day or 5 colleges in a day to train students. So we travel in order to check our method of delivery if it is creating impact. So we did an instructor-led program for 1 year, 15 months. So I would say 1 year, 3 months, so total 15 months. August 19, we realized the placement percentage of a college is increasing, which is our KPI. And we realized, why can't we pivot and convert everything into virtual online much before COVID came? So when we did, in 2019, when we pivoted, we converted our instructor-led into pre-recorded. When we started pre-recorded, we realized tier 2, tier 3 students from suburban, a bit of rural, and going forward, pre-recorded अगर उनको फ्री में भी दे दिया जाए, पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही है. कॉलेज ने स्वयं एनपीटीएल ये प्लेटफॉर्म्स, इनफैक्ट जब कोविड आया, देन कॉलेज गेव द कोर्सेरा, राइट? the content everywhere today is great. That's what my take is, right? People can have different view. I feel content everywhere is great, but the content has to be customized. Content cannot be given as a generic. The moment you give a generic content, the impact of it is not there, because, and that's what happened when colleges came to us and said Coursera का free है, उसमें अगर आप बड़े बड़े colleges के tag देखोगे, उनके free courses हैं, students are not studying because fundamentally the content is delivered in a manner which students don't know how do I use it. So pre-recorded, we realized, is not something which is interesting to a large extent. It can be good for few motivated students, which is always the case for every batch of 10. Every batch there is a 10% students are always motivated. I'm talking about that kind of segment. So we again pivoted and we said, let's convert everything into live online. So it was very organic, and we converted everything into live online. We made every product of ours pay only after you get job, and that's how we got the surge so much that sitting in Pune, I could never realize that a student from Kaziranga University is getting trained by us. Sitting in Pune, a Kurg student or a student from Noida, or I will go ahead, there is a student from Jammu also who are getting trained with us and getting skilled and getting into the workforce, which they could never realize padhai aise bhi hoti. That is my first point. So will we pivot? I think again it will happen organically, and this is related to your second point. Yes, I am a very big fan of a new method of teaching called as two-teacher model. It is being researched by Harvard and INSEAD and places like that, right? It's a two-teacher model method. I'm a big fan of that. I have experimented that in my ecosystem also. When I say ecosystem, Skill Edge ecosystem, and it's like two teachers in one class complementing each other, and that too online, right? Our thought process is very clear, and which is what we are doing. Can you bring the offline experience in online? See, human intervention you cannot stop. That's the education system we are part of, and I'm completely in with that logic. And how do I get the human intervention so clear and so receptive that students realize that, oh, I never realized this is online. We just felt that this is offline classes happening, and we are getting such kind of response. So my first point would be, organically, as we go ahead, we will definitely see how we can do this two teacher model. The second point is what you realize. I will call it AR VR. Now, how can I bring the augmented reality and the virtual reality? So it's as simple as, if a student is, so we have India's one of the very first programs on. So we have a program on business management vertical called Finance Analyst Edge. It's a program where students get skilled for 5 job titles in one course: investment analyst, credit analyst, equity analyst, financial analyst, and market analyst. So I'm just taking an example to explain this point. Now with AR VR, if we can bring an ecosystem where after a student learned a concept, the student is able to see what's happening in a bank as an investment analyst is doing what. So the understanding of that student will go to the next level. So by the way, we are coming up with our app in next 7 days. So that's a worldwide launch of our app with respect to the Google's Play Store. In that, we have introduced very interesting features in the LMS system, learning management system, which will take the learning to the next level. For example, so in a way, we are again pivoting. If you see that way, if you bring this question into the fore, and if I see through that lens, with this new LMS, we are pivoting again. Like, so for example, the student goes through the classroom, live classroom. There is a recorded version because the student gets the recording. When the student go through the recording again, for example, to revise, after every 30 seconds, the student will get a question in the recording. And if the student is able to answer, then the recording will go ahead. Otherwise, it will again start from zero. Which means that the learning capacity we are checking of the student is going to the next level. And uske performance management system mein ye dekha jayega how many times the student has gone up and down in order to complete the video, for example, after going through the live class. So I think that's an answer to, maybe a bit longer answer, but I thought this is what we are doing. This is what we will organically pivot as we go ahead. Yeah.
So finally, coming towards the end, you have been awarded with the Brand Icon of the Year for 2021.
Thank you.
Where creating impact on the youth of youth in the rural or the semi-urban area. How do you feel about it?
I feel more and more responsible to keep on doing what I am doing. I think in my body language, it's always shown that I think somewhere deep down the heart, it's always the teacher that comes in front. I'm entrepreneur by choice, but I am a teacher by heart and everything. I know how to teach. That's what I know. I know what I always say to everybody. I don't like a statement called कि बच्चे ऐसे ही होते हैं. नहीं, बच्चे ऐसे नहीं होते हैं. बच्चों को अगर सिखाया जाए, अगर right kind of attitude develop किया जाए, then every kid is capable of doing wonders. That's what I believe. With this award, I feel humbled. I thank the jury members and everybody. And yes, this award has given us more focus, more responsibility to bring the change in this skilling ecosystem that we are doing. Thank you so much for that.
I will not let you go without asking you. My Startup TV is a channel for entrepreneurs like you and startups. What are your thoughts about My Startup TV?
I think it's a very, very interesting and I will not use the word innovative, but I would say very interesting and helpful medium for startups to express themselves. See, we have been part of TiE Pune Accelerator Program. So I know the accelerator programs, how it works. We have been awarded the Best Startup Award last year in IIT Kharagpur out of 70 startups in India. So, incubators, accelerators, I think these are all there and they will be there. There are some of the fascinating accelerator programs in India. But having a startup TV to promote what you are doing and on during those time when mobile data consumption is on a higher zone, when you have this kind of medium, I think this just helps. It's not about whether, so we got our seed round of funding last year. We are going for our next round of funding. Doesn't matter which kind of stage your startup is. We are at a growing phase, as simple as that, right? Whether your idea is in paper stage or it is post-seed stage or pre-series or you are somewhere else. Fundamentally, I believe this is a medium where we can talk and we can talk, the word is unabashedly, right? We can talk like that. and we can share our experience, right? And I think so. I think it's a very interesting and I would say helpful initiative, sir, that you have taken. And I believe with this My Startup TV, more and more, I know many startups who are doing good work, but somewhere because we all understand the paid media, but it's so the paid media will not help. It is this kind of initiatives which will help us to talk what we are doing, and honestly for people to know what kind of solutions the entrepreneurs are bringing onto the fore. So great initiative, sir, and all the best to you also with this kind of initiative.
Thank you very much. And we look forward to hosting you on some of our panel talks. Thank you.